junkies. Holy shit. Who that knocking at the door? Probably a couple junkies. Holy shit. Who that knocking at the door? Probably a couple junkies.
Welcome back to the Lofty Groves Network. I'm your host, Silence. Today we're going to be covering the plants in week 7 of flower, and we're just going to follow up to see how well they're doing. We're only doing 8 weeks of flower, and this is the last week before we give it the chop. So today we're going to see how the plants look underneath the Phytomax from Black Dog. In addition, we're going to turn the lights off so you guys can get a cleaner look and see how well these babies are doing. Right now, we have stopped feeding the plants altogether. So now they're just feasting off of all the nutrients, salts, and fertilizers that we've been feeding these girls up until this point. So when it's time to chop, we'll have a cleaner, fresher smoke. You know, we want that white ash as people look for when we're smoking premium cannabis. Overall, these strains from these two breeders, in-house genetics and lit farms, they give off some of the best aromas I've smelled coming from cannabis. The terps, the aromas, the flavors, everything is just loud, gas, fruit. It just smells so beautiful in here. I wish you guys can smell it. So we did a great job this run. We're gonna show you guys these plants. Also, I smoked some fire this week, and the strain of the week is apple tarts. I don't know, pretty much who the breeder was or who grew this shit. The smoke shop I went to had some fire for 25, which is apple tarts. That's the strain of the week. In addition to that, we're working on a few strains for the Lofty Groves brand, so those should be coming in the future after we test and run a lot of these other strains and we look for what we're truly looking for our brand. So stay tuned to that. In addition to that, if you haven't already liked and subscribed to the channel, please do that right now. In addition to that, join the Patreon and join our Discord as we further build our community. Thank you guys for tuning into the Grove. Now, let's take a look at these plants.
Okay, let's take a look at the plants now. Right now, we're looking at the plants underneath the Black Dog Phytomax 2 and Phytomax 3, and I can honestly say the plants look amazing. They look healthy, a little newt burn, but nothing too serious, and the leaves look nice and fed. Some of the lower growth has started to lighten up as the plants starts to strip those nutrients from the lower half to provide feeding for the buds. Once again, we stopped feeding it at the beginning of the week, so it's just going to suck up everything that's in the soil and everything in the plant, and all of that leftover resources will be used just to clean the plant and feed the plant until we chop these girls. But these plants, they look amazing. As you can see, the colors, they're nice and fat colas. As you can see, right now we're looking at the Double Delight and the Honey D. They are very similar in appearance, but they smell completely different. And over here on the right, we're looking at the Lit Animal. So these strains are just, very pungent. The terps, the flavors, it's giving off this very ghastly smell and aromas. The plants just look great. This run was just a great run, running these two new breeders, genetics. And we always got to test out to see, what's out there that we haven't ran across. And I can honestly say I haven't ran across nothing like these two, from in-house genetics and lit farms. So hopefully the smoke is there. As you can see, a little newt burn, but nothing too crazy. The plants are well fed, and this is how the plants look underneath our Phytomax 2 by Black Dog and our Phytomax 3 by Black Dog. Uh, definitely very powerful lights, and it's really putting in the work as far as what you see for growth. Now let's turn the lights off and let's get a more perspective look on how these plants came out. As you can see, they're snowy, a lot of frost coming off on these buds. And over here, these plants look a little darker. As you can see, some of the leaves are turning black. I tried to get my temperature low so we can get those black leaves and the multicolors. But those multicolors are going to start, showing as the plant, starts to die off, because we're not feeding them. But these babies look amazing. These nugs are just fat. I wish you guys could see this in person. A lot of newts still in the plants from what I'm seeing, but within this week or two or the next week, the leaves will completely change color and they're just going to be ready for the chop. One of my best grows so far. I'm really loving the frost coming off this one right here. This one is the Double Delight, and she just looks so amazing, so frosty. She just smells so great. Fat colas, fat nugs. And this is what you want when you're breeding cannabis. You want to see, all your hard work pay off. And in the beginning, I'm like, I need multiple tops from each plant, and I got that. It's multiple tops from each plant, and we should have a high yielding harvest. I can't really put a number on what I think we're gonna harvest, but I think we're gonna have a great harvest. I'm shooting for 2 pounds, but if we get a 3 pound harvest, that would be amazing. Some people, they get bigger harvests off of 1 or 2 plants, but when you're really trying to find, strains that have these character traits for breeding, you kind of got to grow multiple plants. So instead of doing 1 or 2 plants, we did about 12 plants. And these 12 plants just are so beautiful. So what's going to happen next is next week, we're going to turn these lights off and we're going to give these plants a 3-day darkness period. Now, I've been doing the research. The 3-day darkness period is just only going to boost those terpenes and those profiles and the oils that are being produced in the plants. And this is going to take it to the next level. So I'm going to leave it on, I'm going to leave it in darkness for the next 3 days. I'm not going to chop it, at the end of the week. And then after those 3 days, I'm going to chop it and let it hang dry for about a week or two. I'm going to try to get the temps down to around 60 degrees, hopefully. We do have, an AC pumping in cool air. So hopefully we can get the temps right. But I'm really looking forward to chopping these girls, trimming these girls, and curing these girls. I can't wait to smoke this new batch. So follow in on our follow up, our next update. Also, like and subscribe to the channel and join the Discord where we'll be bringing you more content, more growing content, more cultivation content. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you next time.